We have another wonderful title from P&P News, new First Amendment audit channel, Harassed and Illegally Detained. Harassed and illegally detained. I don't think that it's harassment for police officers to conduct a Terry stop. So the harassment that they must be talking about was at the end. The auditor returns to her apartment complex, and there the officer is sitting in the parking lot of her apartment complex. Imagine that, playing auditing games, winning auditing prizes. Yes, the police now know who she is, where she lives, all that fun stuff. She is forever in the system. Congratulations. Her apartment complex parking lot may, in fact, be a private parking lot. However, it is open to visitors. It's probably not posted. It is most likely not in violation of 635:2. It's not taking place in an occupied structure, and the person knowingly entering or remaining is not in any secured premises, nor is in any place in defiance of an order to leave, nor is in any place in defiance of a court order. So any other criminal trespass would be a violation. That just means a ticket, not a misdemeanor. And I don't think that the apartment manager or owner is going to trespass him. Do you? I think the apartment owner probably is very happy to have a police officer sitting in their parking lot, keeping their property and their tenants safe. Was the detention illegal? Was it an illegal? Was the auditor illegally detained? Well, let's see. Was the auditor illegally detained? The DHS officer, this fine fellow right here, did not detain her. So that can't be the detention she's talking about. What she's talking about is this fellow wearing a shirt that's about 2 sizes too small for him. He does detain her. He detains her because he believes that has reasonable suspicion that she may be conducting some sort of terrorist activity. She may be conducting surveillance, gathering information. He says trying to find the pattern of when FAA employees come and go, etc. Fun stuff. Plausible. Certainly doesn't give rise to probable cause. But would a court find that that is reasonable suspicion? Well, let's think about this. Let's look at Terry v. Ohio. Officer McFadden saw Terry walk up to a store window, look in, walk back to the corner, and talk to his friends. He'd walk back up to the store window. The store was apparently open because Officer McFadden pushed them into one of the stores at one point in time to detain them and search them. So the store that he was looking into was probably open. I believe it was during the day. All legal activity. I've looked into store windows. I've stood on street corners. $20 make you holla. And I have walked and talked with friends. All perfectly legal, all without any criminal intent. Yet somehow Officer McFadden used those facts combined with his instinct to arrive at reasonable suspicion. And the court said, yes, indeed he do. That was reasonable suspicion. Illinois v. Wardlow. Guy standing on the corner of a building. He has an opaque bag in his hand. He takes off running. Is that reasonable suspicion? Is standing at the corner of a building illegal? No, it's not. Is holding an opaque bag illegal? Women do it every day. I don't believe it's illegal. Is running illegal? Maybe. Running from the police could theoretically, in some circumstances, be illegal. Running in general is not. If the police turn a corner and they see you running down the road, are you jogging? Is it for your health, or are you running from them? Well, they'd have to figure out if they have reasonable suspicion at that point or not. What I'm saying is that legal activity can and does give rise, in the eyes of the courts, to reasonable suspicion. The auditor says at 341, none of your business what I am doing in public as long as it's a lawful act. That is untrue. Again, all the acts that Terry was doing, besides carrying the firearm in his pocket, were legal. All the acts that Wardlow was doing, besides carrying the firearm in the opaque bag, were legal. Ta-da! And then at 536, the auditor says photography can't be used as suspicion of a crime. It can. That is a high desert community watch-ism where he once again, or multitudes of times, has restated inaccurately statements of law. I believe this one probably developed out of his misunderstanding of 148G and repeating mistakes often enough for them to solidify into a new fact of law, as a new legal maxim, I guess, in his head. That is inaccurate. Photography can be used as a suspicion of a crime. Again, it just depends on the facts surrounding it and what crime the officer believes you may be committing. Then she brings up the DHS memo. And so close. I mean, so close. So, first of all, the FAA building at 35 Northeastern Boulevard in Nashua is a GSA-owned facility. So that's great. I mean, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. And the 2018 DHS memo would apply to the FPS personnel and PSOs. And right around here, this guy right here who initially contacts her is apparently a DHS police officer or an FPS officer. I think that's pretty interchangeable at this point. Either one, if there is a difference, the DHS memo would apply to. Now, where doesn't it apply? It doesn't apply anywhere where 41 CFR 102-74.420 isn't in effect. Where is 41 CFR 102-74.420 in effect? It is in effect on FPS properties, or on, GSA properties. It is only in effect on GSA properties. Now, she is not on a GSA property. She is outside the fence. She is on a public easement. I believe her that it's a public easement. She is certainly outside of the secured area. And the guy in the tight shirt, the overly tight shirt, this fellow right here, he is trying to enforce New Hampshire law, 635:2, criminal trespass. I know it's this. She speeds up the dialogue really fast through a lot of this, but here we go. You can make it out. This is 635:2, criminal trespass. This is the New Hampshire statute. That is this. This is what he's trying to enforce. I guess it was just too hard. He gave up on trying to figure out if she was actually a terrorist, and he went to trespass because, you go with what you know. So the DHS memo does not apply. It doesn't apply to Nashua City Police, period. And it doesn't apply off of GSA-owned property. So there you go. So I don't think, was it an audit fail? I believe so. Sure. I don't believe that the DHS officer, the FPS officer who called the police had any right or reason to do, well, I say right. I don't believe he had any reason to do so, and I believe he was outside of his policy, the policy that is stated in the DHS memo. This is policy, not law. So Could he get a pankin? Maybe. But I believe that he did fail. The Nashua City police officer, maybe his shirt was too tight. It was hard for him to think. And I think all things considered, he wasn't terrible. He did, I believe the detention was lawful. He didn't abuse it. He didn't cuff her. He didn't stick her in the back of a hot car. He didn't search her. It seemed like he was mostly respectful. He did obviously try to moralize at her and tell her not to break any laws. He did check up to see where she lived, all that fun stuff. I think that's what police get paid to do. They get paid to investigate crimes and potential crimes. Yeah, so I don't think it arises to harassment and illegal detention, though. So thanks for watching. I enjoyed the audit. She kept her cool. I like that. She did talk too much, in my personal opinion. Your mileage may vary. And she misstated the law, obviously, but she kept a cool head. She was firm yet polite, and I enjoyed it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.